but it's on my other phone. So basically, when I heard this song, "Do What You Do to Me," and right now, women, and this is about people that's in the video. Do what you do to me, and you should know right about now. And people got that song with their husband. Understand? I I felt when I opened my YouTube channel and I listened to the song that my spirit is love more than anything. And the spirit path of women finding a husband and whatever that is, and sometimes we are left without an understanding the price that we have to pay. We are understanding that the price that we have to pay. When you understand those goals, a great meaning come with a great price. And certain women can find certain husbands because they got something between their legs and understand these meanings. But this world is very understanding and very picky and they don't understand it. And everybody finds true love and there's a billion some people on this earth. But understanding what this for me, not just having a wife means, but understand so much more, not having a wife or having a mansion and having someone that I can have sex to and love. It's much more than that. Looking for a woman that can take you there, but also loving yourself as you go. And just not thinking about something that's between the legs of a woman and understand those meanings of the concept of it. Because everybody happy showing rent free and showing all these things. The humans have no understanding where I push myself so far. And I'm watching their YouTube videos and you should. It's not just about the spirituality, not just about being, if you can hear whatever it is, it's not about that. When I listen to this song, God love me. You should know right by now. You do what you do to me. God say, you should know about right now. You hold me in your arms, God, when you do what you do to me. And I see these women talking about they think about their husband, they think about their wife, they think about whatever they do, but the fact remains that you ain't thinking about God and you ain't thinking about how he can take you to that next level. Whatever you seek, my heart is dying for something that you can't understand. In this world, is God said they care about money and they care about what's between their legs and you are more powerful than anything, but that you want so much more than these humans. You want much more than they will ever understand. You something that you understand what you died for, but your heart is dying from. You're not dying from mental disorder. You're not having a mental crisis. What you want is what they can't understand. But I understand. I'm tired of them trying to keep this. I'm tired of this world. I'm tired of this world being racist. I'm tired of this world being hypocrite about personalities. I'm tired of these things. You will not hold me back on what you want. You will not hold me back. Oh, I had to go to Atlanta where people say you go wind up in the fuck with you. I never be alone. You hear me? Because you a woman or older, you so busy following a nigga and so busy being following, you can't follow your own spirit path. You don't know what you want in the heart. I would never be alone. Tell that girl in that Uber in Atlanta. I would never be alone. You hear me? I would never be alone when I fight for something greater and you a fucking follower. You want dick and money and hoes. I would never be alone. Because I want something that's more than you will ever know. I don't care about it having a sin in the end. Oh, a man that he a chef, that he travel the earth to find what you're looking for. Baby, we are not the same. We are not the same. We are not on the same page. I don't care if he's a chef, he has kids, and we are not the same. I don't care how you post your CNN and then post it. We are not the same. You hear me? We don't you people that do all this CNN, we are not the same. I don't care about your documentary where I'm fighting for something greater. My love and my interest, my passion will never die, even when I find what I need. Not just in a woman on this earth that will never die. You hear me? You act like you understand, you humans, but you try to limit it. You know, T.I. talked about family. And he talked about stuff, the family cursing, and sometimes people don't understand because people don't have their dreams when they want to live out of property and they suffer for not understand some family they don't got those things. But let me tell you, when T.I. talk about family, he talks about this and he talk about where other people, I'm not hating on them, but remember that I'm a grow when I just hating. I got too much of life for that to hate on you and have a disagreement about my family and other people are curses and they don't have the same problem getting out of poverty. Me is so much more than that for me. It's so much more than that for me right now. Understanding this, man, you don't know what it means. T.I., you don't know what my heart died for. None of you know what this fame for. You got you women said, you know what you do to me. Is it you thinking about your husband, right? You thinking about those things, right? What's the understanding of power? When understanding the power of growth and power of me and what can you do? And you don't understand the power of it. When you don't understand the power of it, we are not the same. We are not the same. We are not to understand. These little kids passed me yesterday and they said yourself and you on a ticket. We don't think the same. We don't want the same. You look for holes and money, you niggas. I don't look for those things. I don't look for those things just for those things. Understand those things are what create the most. Education, yeah, it's an education I feel for, but it's such much more. Your attraction, you think I'm impressed with those attractions, you think I'm impressed with your body. And then a woman in Dallas, you want to call a nigga gay because you a selfish bitch and you treat people right. A nurse assistant that carry medicine. You a bitch and you treat people wrong. Don't call me gay when you don't know how to behave your fucking self as a woman. Don't call me gay because you don't know how to fucking behave yourself as a nurse in that fucking jailhouse. You hear me? And I got a big problem with Dallas, man. I got a big problem with the nurses and the security guards abusing their fucking power, and I'm gonna put them in their fucking place. Every last one of them in Dallas County. By the time we finish, you gonna know my motherfucking name. Everybody in that Dallas County jail, every security guard, every worker. By the time we finish, bitch, you hear me? Y'all want to treat me bad and use y'all power in there? I'm suing every fucking last one of you for abuse of manipulation, of putting your hands on people and taking things. And no, you're going to feel me. You're going to feel me when you treat people wrong in that Dallas County jail. I'm going to sue you for abuse, for abusing a disability in there. You're going to feel me, Dallas County. You're going to feel me. And that guy that was watching me up in that time, nobody do. Your workers is doing something. They treat people bad. They abusing. They putting their hands on people. And when the people step in that jail cell, no, you're gonna feel me. You hear me? You're gonna feel everything that I'm telling you about in that courtroom, you little bitch. You women that think you don't know how to treat a man, then you got a nerve to call another man gay. Bitch, you can learn how to treat a fucking man. That's why I know nigga don't want you, and you wonder why a nigga always taking the white woman. You can't hate the facts of it. Something wrong with you women, man. Something wrong with you. But you gonna fail me. Let me tell you something. That same guy that talk about that was on that phone talking to somebody, in Dallas County last October when he lied to whoever he was on the phone with, talking about, yeah, your worker was doing something to me, abusing their power, taunting, hitting, putting their hands on me, doing stuff that they didn't want to listen. When people, you don't know if I was a medical problem or not. You won't feel me. You won't feel everything that I'm feeling. You hear me? You security guards gonna feel everything. Putting your hands on me, doing stuff that you don't supposed to do. No, just don't want to listen. You have a fucking problem. Security guard threatening better than just kidding. You a fucker, man. And let me tell you something, threatening to give me medical attention. Y'all have the most fucking problem. Don't put me in there. Just kidding. You gonna feel me. I'm gonna sue every last one of you motherfuckers. You hear me? Nobody don't want to, they don't care what you do. But it needs somebody that can break you. It needs somebody that can break you. You court people. Let me tell you, God said, when you talk about something, Dallas news, when you talk about something, when a mass shooting in Dallas County, when you talk about what happened 7 years ago, God understands those things. You can pray on that. But the fact remains that you try to come with commercials and try to come with news is the fact that it remains that you have a problem up in your courtroom. You have a problem up in your jailhouses. And I'm going to solve them, bitch. You hear me? Judge Kennedy, when you put me in that program with the rest of them, and then they judge me and call me out my name, but I understand me, it's gonna cost you. You know what the fuck you did with you and them, Patrick. You hear me, bitch? Because you and your government is sitting up there with your power. You know, West Khalifa told me not to fuck with y'all because y'all racist. And the black man and these rappers did me wrong in Dallas. I don't want you. I don't need your love because God said I got great more love from you. I'm going to tell you where we would take your tax dollars at. God said we're going to take the tax dollars and go home. You so busy against me that you don't know that Trump and other people got foreign affairs with me. You so busy against me. You don't know, you and your Dallas community so busy against me that Trump, you realize what Trump said, talking people up to 15. Trump saw, but we're not going to worry about it. We're going to worry about it. Y'all going to stay the fuck away from me. And Governor Abbott, one day somebody's going to be able to deal with y'all, man. But as long as they got people that is in this community that suck up to y'all, that believe everything that y'all say, and listen to y'all lies and believe everything that y'all say, not understanding that. Don't understand what they hide who they are inside, and they can't understand their spirit. That's their problem. But let me tell you something, Patrick and Governor Abbott and the Mayor Eric Johnson, that same person that had that DA in office. I don't like you on the ground. I don't like you when people attack me. We are not the same. We are not the same. That person that was on that phone, and I told the Justice Department, Governor Abbott, you can sign whatever law you want, but the fact remains you can't assign a law how disability is treated in your communities and at these businesses. You can sign a law for anything else, but you can't sign a law about people, sign a bill that people will not hit disability or they will go to jail, sign a bill. People will not treat disability wrong. You can't even sign a bill for that now. Right, Governor Abbott? You can't even sign a bill. No name calling will be called in public places against disability. No punches will be hit, but that's an automatic jail fine, right? You can't even file a law for that. But I see what you stand for. God said, I see the principle that you stand for, we're not the same, God said. And then you got the nurse, Governor Abbott. I want Governor Abbott, the OGP. We got the nurse say, I'm going against God. What God gonna do to me? When you lying ass nigga talk about prisons and gain them, what you gonna got to do with God and me and you? We are not the same. Because you talk about things, but you refuse to fight for more greater. You just think about prison sentence, OGP. We are not the same. I don't care if I travel to the end of the earth by myself and just be alone with God and me. As long as I wake up with his name on me and his name on my heart, I will wake up alone by myself and understand the true meaning of happiness, of understanding him more. I'm done with this. I'm done. But you're pushing it, Governor Abbott. You and your DA and your prosecutors, you're pushing it. What you stand for, we all got different personalities. You want to sacrifice something, but you don't even understand it. You want to make your rules with Social Security, but you can't even fucking understand it. You want to have your tax dollars, Governor Abbott, but you don't even understand it. But let me tell you, the same people that get on YouTube that's annoying me, that's a fucking hypocrite. God say, we know you're not willing to listen. We know when we went on Senator Ted and them and Joe Biden on the page, we know document Democrats and democracy. We know what you about in America. We know the name calling. Look at that rapper in Memphis. I just sued the industry and he talk about retardation. You hear me? Memphis, Tennessee. You hear me? You want a name called God? I said, you want to understand what that means? Governor Abbott, y'all are wrong. But you can fight every law. But you want to sacrifice because you don't understand God. You don't understand God and you don't understand that. Why should I bend down? I want to tell Governor Abbott something for me. You in your state of Texas gonna fucking put everything back in my check, you racist piece of shit. Governor Abbott, you don't understand the love of God and understand the principles of the Governor Abbott. You don't understand it. You and your mayor was wrong. You won that election off of, your mayor won that election off of racism. And you talk about letting go, Governor Abbott. I'm gonna write the civil rights leader. The more the mayor stand that he know it, he said that it's racist. You don't care about my life, you care about his life, Governor Abbott. You in your state of Texas showing me what this man stand for. You care about his life and the black people that's attacking me. That's hatred. God said the fact remains. The fact remains that you care about them while they attack us, while they call names and attack us and that's what you care about, right? But you got the nerve to put in your business, and then Governor Abbott and the mayor gonna talk about we gotta move past this. No, God said you telling people the truth because your democracy to stand for racism. We are not the same thing. You trying to kill something while black people attacking me because you can't understand me. Governor Abbott, what you stand for, Governor Abbott? Look what happened at Waterbury. You are hold accountable for that. You are hold accountable for that. Any attack happened to me. Let me tell you something, Governor Abbott. You gonna feel me. Any attack that happened on me in the store, that's racism. And I'm holding you accountable for it. Since you can't be a man, you and your democracy in the state of correction. You know what I'm gonna do? Every United States, when I'm allowed to tell a civil rights thing, because I know I got a battle in the head of me. Every store, every place that I'm gonna travel from now on, in every store in Texas and around the world, attacking, that's racism. You hear me, Governor Abbott? You pieces of shit. What I'm about to do is go on this computer. Since you want to play this game, Governor Abbott, and your racist politics, and what you stand for, Governor Abbott, every store that I walk out of my door, every building, every kid that try to attack me, you hear me? In law, God said we're going to write our own law. You hear me? Any bruise that put on me, you're going to be hurt because you act like you believe in God and you don't. And when names been called on the jobs and all of that, you don't. Kids. But let me tell you something God want me to understand you for. Understand you, Governor Abbott. Because you're going to feel me and what I'm about to say and what I'm about to tell us in the store that I go to. Any police officer in Dallas take up for your business and come out and try to arrest me, I'ma sue you. Any handcuffs that's be on me, I'ma sue you in the United States for not understanding. Because you act like you understand God. But you go against everything that we go against for. You go against those laws, Governor Abbott. I see what you stand for, Governor Abbott. God understand. Let me tell you, God understood one thing, Governor Abbott. God understands something. When he told Moses to kill a lamb to paint the wall with blood, he knew the non-believers was going to be among the believers. There was going to be a threat and it was going to try. Just like the people, God said, just because you have your flag up on your business, that means you believe in me. And even when you don't have that flag up, I still know the non-believers. I still know these things. But Governor Abbott, you want to start this war? You and your black people want to cause this? You and your businesses want to cause this, and the mayor want to cause this? Let me tell you something. God is making this because OGP is saying a war with God. You think OGP, we think God is on your side. You think the Justice Department on your side. We know they got non-believers in the government. We know they got non-believers in the government. But God said, I will seek out evil. I will seek out the non-believers that work for me, that say they love me. I will seek them out and I will take them out of my business. I will take them out what I stand for. We know this. We know we got non-believers that's in that courtroom, in that Justice Department that work for the government. We know those things. God know we got non-believers that walk amongst us. We know people that don't believe in me. And God said, we got to start somewhere, right? Whether or not to start from my own system, to take the liars out, the non-believers. Whether it is to start from something. But let me tell you something, Governor Abbott. Any business I go to in your Texas, your Dallas police arrest me for lies and racism, and your police carry out that order, I will hold you accountable for the state of Texas. I will hold you accountable for Governor Abbott. You hear me? Any Dallas, any Texas police officer, what I'm about to do when I go in this civil rights thing, and I meant what I'm telling the state of Texas and everybody around the world. You hear me? I want the mayor to hear me. I want Governor Abbott and the mayor to hear me. Any business, any kid decide they want to attack me. Anybody in this Texas area decide they want to attack me because of racism. Your mayor want to move past this because your business got racism, Governor Abbott. We have a fucking problem. You hear me? We are not the same. We are not the same, Governor Abbott. But your mayor want to play dumb. You hear me? He defended God and he defended the American people. Every Dallas police. And let me tell you, just like that, while that police was being violent, tried to be aggressive with me and tried to cause a violent attack. I want you to look at that camera. I told the Justice Department to look at that fucking camera. You hear me? So let me tell you something. Governor Abbott, you're wrong. You're wrong. And Patrick, you're wrong. And the mayor, you're wrong. Mayor. But God said you don't want to answer to God, mayor. You don't want to answer to God for crimes. You in City Hall and them dead on me. But you look evil. I want to tell Governor Abbott, I seen your spirit and I know what you stand for. want to tell each attack will happen. Even when I'm outside of Texas, you will be held accountable. You will be held accountable in the United States. Because we know we got discrimination against God's children. We know you will be held accountable for America because you refuse to change politics. I'm holding the whole United States, every state accountable for the abuse on God's children and us. We are not the same. We don't breathe the same air. But the mayor won off a racism election. And let me tell you something. God said, as long as the mayor play innocent, and he decide he want to play innocent, and God know he's a liar and he's a racist, but black people want to argue with me because we don't agree on the same thing, and it's community. And that daughter employee was wrong in that bus that other day because she know what the fuck they did in 2019 and know what the community did. You know, but Miss Hillary said something about dark buses, right? Tell Miss Hillary I got that understanding about dark people should be treated. And she listened. Senator Harris. Tell Miss Senator Harris I caught that. I caught that attention when you was on TV talking about we should all people on dark should be all treated fairly. That's what Governor Abbott can't do. You acknowledge that. But Governor Abbott in the state of Texas can't acknowledge it. I'm going to tell you, Senator Harris. Governor Abbott and the Mayor Johnson can't acknowledge it. The Texas Democrats can't acknowledge it, that we got a problem with DART. But you can acknowledge it, right? Thank you, Senator Harris. And I'm going to tell the Justice Department, thanks to Senator Harris for talking about that on a broadcast about how people on DART can get treated, but Texas can't acknowledge it, right? The mayor can't acknowledge it, right? But Senator Harris can acknowledge it, right? These people don't give a fuck about us in these cars. They don't care about how these dark treating us. They only see one side of the situation. And some of the people that's on the bus, they only see one side of the situation. Don't care about how customer service, how people need to be treated right and dealing with stuff. That behavior proves it. But you know what? God said you don't deserve me. After all the government did and the mayor's behavior and all the senators did in Houston, you don't deserve me. I want nothing to do with you, Texas. God don't care about no blueprint. He don't care about no thing. He don't care about it. He don't want to care about it. You know, let me tell you what we're going to do. We're going to always start in it. God said, this started in America. Way before you was built, I existed. So my son can go where I first started at. My children that believe in me can go where it all started at. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do with your tax dollars. You hear me? I'm going to take it and build where God was. I'm going where that at. And if you don't understand me, that's on you. Every day I walk out my door and I decide not to follow you and what you stand for, businesses, and what you stand for. I choose not to be a part of your racist society. I choose not to be part of your racist businesses. And God said, I choose to love myself. Even when you sit up there like this guy on the talk to you, he shows a picture with a person got social issues. And he said, I'm never alone. You hear me? I know God is in the spirit of me. And I'm loved. So I will wake up every morning when I'm not close about my son. But understand this. This blueprint don't even have to be heard about. You hear me? These ideas don't even have to be heard about. But Governor Abbott, and if the people, the walls, the ground that you stand on was wrong. You hear me? You hear me? And let me tell you, in the civil rights league, if a police decide to arrest me and do violence towards me, God told me, just like that while that police was out to act an ass and out to do violence to me and pull out a weapon like a dumb motherfucker. Look at the camera. Justice Department gonna see it. Justice Department gonna see it. And the police the other officer had to stop that dumb motherfucker. The other officer had to stop that dumb motherfucking female. And I think she got a prejudice problem. But let me tell you something. Each police officer decided that we know the challenge that any attack beyond me from your community and your police play dumb. Governor Abbott, I will hold you responsible for it. Anywhere I go in America, I will hold you responsible because I know my God. I know my America. But Texas, I want nothing to do with you, man. Because that shit that you and Patrick never pulled, and you and Joe, and you and your state of Texas pulled, and that thing y'all pulled in that, I have a fucking problem. And DEA, the more you would know Justice Department, we don't have time. Where racism plotting, and Governor Abbott got and them got a problem in the state of Texas. I just saying they fucking turn views. You put my life in danger and many other God children's life in danger because you can't see the reality. Texas, you need to wake the fuck up. God telling you to wake up. The American flag telling you to wake up. The nation telling you to wake the fuck up. God is showing you something in the spirit. Even though you talk to each other, feel your spirit. Feel with God, Governor Abbott, in American Texas. God say, wake up. I want you to feel what's in the spirit, that what you need to understand. I will come to you in the spirit. I will make a very impact on your life in the spirit. And I want you to understand those meaning in my nation, in my world. I created you all as equal. But the businesses and Walmart don't understand that. But God said when you ask for all of your money from back in the day in 1216, you asking for Doug McMillan to pay you everything. To pay you everything. And God said, you want everything. From 1216 to 2996. You want everything for racism, for everything. God said, you going to give it to me, Doug McMillan. You and your Walmart family go, you lied. You're going to give me everything. And I'm going to tell Doug McMillan, I'm going to tell the Justice Department that God told me to tell Doug McMillan and tell the nations, Doug McMillan, you will give me everything. Everything that your racism, I tried to come to you and talk to you. God said you will give me all of me when you decide to make that racist decision. And God said, I want what I want. I don't want to meet with you. I have gave the Justice Department everything about you and what happened at 1216. You hear me, Doug McMillan? God said I had memory, and I had memory what Russell and Charles and them did to me. And the rest of your stories at 1216. I cut Raymond off because I don't need him. He talk about what he done did to me. Your employees responsible for their actions. But as long as the Justice Department waits, that's a threat. As long as the Justice Department wait to get on me and get to me, your Walmart employee pose a threat to me. And God knows this. You stole my ideas and you made that decision to lie on me. But let me tell you something, man. I want my justice from you. And I don't want nothing to do with your piece of shit ass. You hear me? I want everything from 1216. I want every single damage that you caused. Every single damage that Charles and Russell and them caused. And God say, fuck you. Let them work. But God said, you will have nothing to do with me. We know that you're a liar when you even hold that flag up to me. You don't believe in me, Doug Miller. And God said, I know you don't believe in me. And you hold that flag up. You don't believe in me. Because you won't be letting things happen if you believe in me. You won't let your employees call out names if you believe in me. That flag you got up, you don't believe in me. You don't believe in the principle of me. You an imposter, Doug Miller. Take that flag off of Walmart and you an imposter. Your Walmart CEOs, you an imposter. God said you are an imposter. And I want to let you know that you are an imposter. God said you are an imposter. Let me tell you, when I die, I just won't die for family. I'll die for God. I will die for the principle of the understanding that it's not just about dying of knowing his name, to understand all of those things. The principle of that. You would give me everything that you sold, and when I tried to come back to your company, and you still did wrong. God said, I know everything. I know everything that you did. Every information I got when you wanted to turn against me at McDonald's, when you wanted to do all of that in your store, right? Right, Doug, maybe? I gave the Justice Department enough time. You would give me all of me. At that check by check, you would give me all of me. But the community is still dumb when you had Jessica on my social media, right? When you was listening, you and your CEO was listening to me, right? When I was on Instagram, right? Digman Miller made that mistake. And it's gonna cost him. It's gonna cost him when he decided to lie and be racist and lie and say I stole something. We know that your employees was jealous, Digman Miller. We know that. But God said, as long as they don't give me my jealous, that means my justice, your racism, the damages of whatever. We know some people in Walmart that don't understand me, that don't love me and don't understand me. And they will go against those principles. Our black people will go against that. We've seen how they act against personalities, right? You talk about racism and Goldberg them. We are being judged over personalities. We aren't being judged just because we don't know something and we're trying to learn it. Just because we got to go to school and our school don't even want to accept us. What's the principle for those goals? What's the principle for those goals, Governor? You don't listen to me. You ain't understanding me. You don't understand the principle, the rules. You probably always wonder about me, Governor Abbott, senators in Texas. You probably wonder about me. I want the senators' number. You probably always wonder about me, huh? I want to know why you probably wonder about me. Every time I came back into that Social Security office and I reported the ambition I have for life, the determined to grow. That's why I want the senators them to know, the Texas senators to know. You probably always wonder about me. God said you wonder about me. The Texas legislature, the Houston senators, the people at top probably always wonder about me. God said you probably always wonder about me. But understand, Even when people don't listen to me on YouTube, I got the nation of network. But understand this matter. God would not back down. America will not back down. You are wrong, Mayor. As somebody, you are fighting amongst each other. And you are a liar. And I want nothing to do with you. As long as you sit there, man, you care about his life. And I told the state of Texas in the deal, you care about his life, his actions, his behavior, his life more than he do me to, because I got a little challenge problem. That don't mean shit. That is wrong. And I told the civil rights, that is wrong. That is racist. But you say you got to move past it. You did something that you were supposed to do, Mayor. And then your black people agree with you when you say racist thing that they want to let them attack me because of your racist words. Mayor, every attack that happened, Mayor, for your election, and your black people that voted for you attack me, you would be held accountable for it. Your racist words, your racist actions. Every attack that happened on me, Mayor, and the people that voted for your racist actions over personalities, and you say you suck out of education, you a piece of shit. I got a high school diploma. You hear me? But let me tell you what I was around. I was around teachers that understood me, that took me to job court when your Texas, with your state of Texas, denied me. Every teacher, let me tell you what my teacher did at Newman Smith every year, and that moving on up program did. And farmers rep. They took me to job court. You know what your job court teacher told me, Governor Abbott? I'm gonna let you know. I understand what we, because I want to see your fucking message, Governor Abbott. You know what your job court teacher told me? You know what they told me? You know what your piece of shit job court, you know what they stand for? You know what they told me? I understand what we coming for. We just don't think I give a fuck about them making fun of me. Make a fucking law. You don't want to change. We are not the same, Governor Abbott. But you make bills, right? Like Trump said, when I heard Trump say something about intelligence, you only love us only if we have intelligence. They only love us when we have intelligence. Yeah. They only love us when we have intelligence, right? But let me tell you what God told me to tell you something. Even that person that's sitting in that wheelchair and they can't talk, they can still see your spirit when you judge them. God said, I give them gifts with you more that you don't even understand. And this is not about intelligence, Donald Trump. It's about the faith in me. They see your spirit. You know, at Newman Smith High School, one of my friends, my classmate, Chastity, was on the news. She only had 2 years to live, and they put her on the news. And at Newman Smith High School in Carrollton, she was on the news. And I used to watch Miss Chastity in Newman Smith High School, Carrollton, Texas. And my classmate, and Miss Chastity used to sit up in there, and she was blind. And Miss Chastity, and she couldn't see. And I watched Miss Chastity guide her hands and the alphabet with the letters on there. Every letter, every word, if it's reading the alphabet, it had the bubbles on the letters. And Miss Chastity used to guide her hands. And I used to hear my classmates. And when her eyes was, she was on the Carrollton News. She was on the news. She was on the news station. Newman Smith put her on the news, and the news station put her on the news. And I watched Miss Chastity guide her hands. And I watched this girl, my classmate, that was blind, say words just by touching the letter, just about touching those things. We all learn in different ways. The day that my teacher, Miss Gulo from Newman Smith, DJ Khaled reminded me of Miss Gulo on Facebook when DJ Khaled told me to chase my dreams. And Miss Chastity and them and everybody sat down. That was the best decision that I ever made by going to moving on up because I'm more that I have come a long way than most of my friends and my classmates. And I have did so much that day. Miss Gulo, Miss my theater teacher. Yeah, it's been a struggle, but I don't regret when my theater teachers told me to go. But they never had the academics there. And Miss Gulo always believed in me that day. And I remember in that meeting, she said, Huber, go in this other school on moving on up program at Farmers Branch at Mary Grimes. I still had 3 more years left at Newman Smith. 3 more years left. Now I remember going to Farmers Branch. And when I was out, and I used to tell them I used to went to moving on up Mary Grimes, and this lady talking about the past. Your past keep you going. What your teachers and them did for you keep you going and know that you got a bigger future. Miss Dolores and them keep you going. That's what keep me going. And when I saw her and her husband and her daughter and them, that's still when I see them, when I see Miss Dolores and I see them, I want to tell Miss Dolores something at Marigold because her mom worked for them in Carrollton, Texas, and she stayed over the home down the street from hers. You know, every time she said Hubert, her and her daughter and them and her husband, every time you need something from me, Hubert don't care what it is. You knock on my door. She stayed right down the street from hers, up the home from hers. And when we was not in school, and when we was not going to marriage now, her kids is in Perry. Miss Dolores' kids was in Perry. She stayed right by Perry, and her kids was in Perry Middle School. Miss Dolores. And every time I see them, and Miss Dolores used to take me to the skating rink. I'm not afraid. And every time I used to be good, Miss Dolores, she take me to events, and she like Hubert. Every time you show good behavior, I take you to the Galleria. We went skating. We went different places. And I've been at that mall since a long time. And when I see her at 2996, and I see her in the Addison Frankfurt store, and I see her and her husband and her kid, that means I still have hope. That what they taught me at Mary Grind did not go in vain. That did not go in vain. But let me tell you something. Texas, we are not the same. God don't want nothing to do with you and understanding the ground that you walk on. Mary A. Johnson, you are a liar. And if somebody don't take you from your spot, if Governor Abbott do not do the right thing on the ground of racism, do not do the right thing, Governor Abbott, you are wrong. If you don't do something about this man, God said, as long as he's standing right there, I want nothing to do with him. If God want nothing to do with him, the nation don't want nothing to do with him. And people want to argue because of politics, because of myself. Why we all can't be loved? I want to tell Trump when I'm a message to the senator, to tell the Justice Department, to tell him, I've been having intelligence since New Orleans, since I was a kid. But I can't be myself when I want to learn something up in a racial environment and they want us to know something as soon as we get on the job without teaching us. I can't be myself with racism when I want to learn something. That damn police officer couldn't be willing to help. Look at his dumb ass. God was testing that while at police. Just like I tested June. I tested that dumb motherfucker in Walmart. And I tested you not willing to help. You willing to protect and serve, but you ain't willing to do other things, right? That's the only thing you're willing to do. That's the only cause you're willing to stand for, right, police officers? Right? I wanted to see if you was willing to help me out. If your guidance with your hands was willing to help you look at you. You're not willing to do what needs to be done to teach. You're not willing to understand the situation. I tested that while at police. He didn't even know I was testing him by that word of word. God was testing him, but look at it. We are not the same. Look how many people, they so busy following everybody else, but they feel me on other things. But Yellow Breezy want to lie, and with the rest of them, Mayor Eric Johnson, you need to tell the truth. You and your city hall member talking about you run this city, racism. That was racism, son. They say they run this city, right? Racism. That black politic, that black city hall member, racism, say he owned the city. Look at the black racist man in the city hall throwing shots. Look at him. City hall members, I've been watching you for a long time. Look at you. I picked up a book and you lied to me. You the one that was being dishonest with God when knowledge is power. God said we're not meant to take a loss, T.I. When you got knowledge and people terrorize you to get that platform. No, that's not the way the world works. God say justice happened. That's not the way the world works. You know what that character police told me? You doing good at picking up a book. You know what that guy said in Garland Walmart? Look, but you still want to lie and hold things. But your enemy plotting as we go, right? But let me tell you something. We have other things to do. Trump knows. Let me tell you what Trump knows. Trump knows that I was talking to people in Paris and London about this blueprint. He knows something. And I gave you other ideas. He knows these things. But he knows that if they don't be built in America, that America's going to sacrifice. They're going to be paid a big price. And you know, this can create jobs for kids in this music building. I'm talking about when DJ Khaled if he wanted to hire 6 DJs and 6 artists to work in this music building, we are going to have a draft, not just an award ceremony. We are going to have a draft. We're going to have artists sitting in one section, every artist around the world sitting in one section, every new artist, every little kid that's going, every artist around the world, they're going to go to every school. Artists is going to start participating in the school, rappers, everybody that got a part. We all have a part to do. Everybody going to start participating in school and plays, whatever they want to do. Every artist around the world. So we are going to have a draft for those things. And every school around the world in America, they're going to participate in that draft. Every school, every business office, they're going to participate in those drafts. Every industry is going to participate. P. Diddy, Jermaine Dupri, Jim Jones, Jadakiss, Bobby Smith. We are called and go. We are going to invest in us more. And let me tell you, if I had a property, this is where every artist, we're going to put mansions on those properties. I would want my artists to have mansions. Look at Lil Romeo. Take after Lil Romeo. Lil Romeo had a house at 14 and 15. His dad let him stay down the street and have his own car and just drive down the street. Being Lil Romeo, don't you want to be Lil Romeo to have his house at 14 and 15 years old and he lived right down the street, his mama gave him his own place? Don't you kids want to be the next Romeo? Look at his leadership. Look at Romeo, how far he came. And he look at MTV when he had his own house and his dad stayed right down the street from him. And he drive his car. Look at his leadership and look at how far Romeo came. I'm a fan. When I went to Fantasy Rooms, I did this girl named Misha. And this girl named on my Fantasy Williams bus, and she loved me so much. She used to give me kisses on the bus, Fantasy Williams Middle School at that time before it turned into another. And every time we get on that bus, she used to let me play La Romeo. I don't need a girlfriend. And she used to love Lil Romeo. She used to love it. Every time she said, Hubert, I love you and I want you to listen to one of my favorite artists. She used to give me hugs and kisses. And that's all of the CDs that she used to have when we used to be in Fantasy Williams. But we lost each other in Katrina. Used to talk to people, Dominique, she had glasses. We lost each other in Katrina. We lost a lot of friends in um, my friends Utoka. I lost a lot of people. We scattered out and nobody couldn't find past friends or past classmates. But understand that some people in Dallas not gonna want to cause change and they want a threat. Never be a threat, understanding that threat. The mayor got some fucking problems, man. And he need to deal with and sit up there with look, you a little look. He got some fucking problems, man. And if somebody don't deal with him, man, it's gonna get out of hand, man. It's gonna get out of hand. Let me tell you, I said something about Tupac. That Tupac would have slowed his life down and see who was his enemy. As Suge Knight would have told him not to go this way, not to go that way. It been a better as Suge Knight. If Suge Knight was a better mentor to Tupac, well, how Tupac would have still been alive. You know, P. Diddy always kept positive when he stepped on the stage after Tupac was dissing him and doing all this. You know, I would when me observing P. Diddy, and even though when Tupac and Suge Knight got on stage, P. Diddy says all love, no beef. P. Diddy understands something. He didn't want that type of war. He wanted to make music, and I think P. Diddy's side, he's surviving because he understands what it costs. But they wanted more. Let me tell you, I'm listening to a Biggie, and Biggie not just when he said hit him up, hit him up. I'm listening to another song with Tupac with this calling Biggie out his name and making fun of him about his weight. And I'm saying, hold up, hold up. He making fun of him about his weight, and we understand people are not loving each other, not loving who they are. And Biggie should have loved this. And I think Biggie didn't matter the weight that Biggie hold, he loved himself. It didn't matter if Tupac was calling him out his name or nothing. And and you realize something with Biggie. We know Tupac was calling him out his name. And not just hit him up. And other songs that I heard when Tupac was talking about him and calling him out his name. And Tupac made his decision and calling his own black person out of his name. He made his wealth out of that. So me observing the Tupac situation, he attacked it Biggie weight. But Biggie kept going. Biggie Biggie didn't stand for war. He was much Biggie was so much more than different from Tupac. He was so much more than that. But I realized Biggie said he's tripping. I don't think Tupac saw in the spirit. Because if he would have slowed down and see who his enemy was in the spirit, he would have known something. He didn't have that type of leadership where Suge Knight should have told him, hold up, hold up, hold up. I need you to chill. I need you to go this way. You're going too far with this. And I think a leader need to tell him you're going too far with this. What if Tupac could have still lived if he would have slowed down? If he would have saw his enemy in the Holy Spirit? He didn't know who killed them. And he didn't know, and you would tell who your enemy is in the spirit. You would know who your enemy in the spirit. And I don't think Tupac saw that. You needed to watch everybody surroundings around you. I saw a video on MTV Cribs, the way when you had that chain on, when Tupac had that chain, the way that black person was looking at him in the spirit, and it wasn't right. But Tupac act like that black person wasn't looking at him wrong in the spirit. But we have other things to do. I'm on we on other things to do. But I hear people talking about you do what you do with me. You hold me in my arms, and God said, God said, I hold you in my arms. Jesus said, I hold you in my arms in the heavens, and I hold you in my arms when others want to do that. Understand those things. The reason why the seminary, they know about the deceiving shit that Yellow Breeze and them in the Dallas River pull. And God needs, and I filed a civil rights complaint asking all of the senators to step up. All of the senators to step up. God needs you. God needs you. You know what happened. God needs you. Even though when Governor Abbott don't want to do their damn part. Even though when Senator Ted does not want to see the truth out of the matter and the DA plays a dirty game. Let me tell you, I hear a lot of complaining in that line. And one thing I won't complain, my action is going to follow me when I enter that courtroom. My action, oh, we don't play that. You calling the DA cricket, right? Where your actions at there? Oh, we don't play that. He one of them. Where your actions? Stop complaining if you're not willing to act. Let me tell you, this morning, I'm going to go to fucking church. And I'm going to have myself a good time in church. I'm not going to worry about the deception. I'm not going to worry about Trap Boy Freddie lying. I'm not going to worry about none of that shit that's going on. I'm not going to worry about the mayor. I'm not going to worry about all of this shit that Fort Worth them did. I'm not going to worry about Yellow Breeze and his lying ass shit behavior. I'm going to go to church. I'm going to close my eyes and breathe in and out. And I'm going to listen to the music. That's what we're going to do today. We're not going to worry about the little fucking behavior that's been going on from the city of Dallas and that pussy ass nigga Yellow Breezy when they didn't want me to have a voice. I don't need you. These kids come up here talking about yesterday, baby, this is so much bigger than you. You have no idea. You have no idea This is so much bigger than you kids and your selfish behavior. This is so much bigger than you. You have no idea. Let me tell you something. What you're gonna do, leave me the fuck alone, man. And the rest of y'all little fuckers, the dirty things you did to me. What you gonna do? You think I didn't read that pamphlet in the mall? You think I didn't? You got to know Judge Kennedy. Boy, if I had it my way, girl, women, you would get fired. You would get fired. But since the state of Texas and Governor Abbott don't know how to do their job and fire you as a judge and prosecute you, so they don't know how to do their job. And Governor Abbott, God said, since Governor Abbott in the state of Texas don't know how to do their damn job, that will never happen. And know how to fire you and Mitch Brooks and try to break my. They think you think God said you really think you playing dumb to me, right? Everybody in that courtroom. And let me tell you what I call with Senator Ted. I'm gonna tell you what I watched the video with Senator Ted discussing the violence that happened. And when he's in the room talking about somebody sitting there rolling their eyes. Look at the Senator Ted surroundings. Look at his surroundings. Look at him watching his surroundings. Look at this. And the state attorney, everybody else saw in their phones. How would you know what the state attorneys did to me? Look how Senator Ted watched his surroundings and he said something about somebody rolling his eyes. Look how Senator Ted said something in that meeting about the shooting in the school. Look at how he watched his surroundings. But you want to abuse your power and call me crazy? Look at that. Look how Senator Ted is so busy watching the other human behavior of rolling his eyes. They rolling their eyes. God said that's confirmation. Because Senator Ted was aware of his surroundings when he was speaking. You telling me when they tried to break my surroundings that I wasn't aware of the state attorneys doing what they did to me and the security guards and the IPS work? God said, why would you continue to lie? We have other things to do. You in God way, you in my way. You in my way. Then I had to tell my lawyer to tell the DEA, hold up. They sitting up there telling their little bullshit lies. The streets. And that shit gonna stop today, you hear me? That shit is gonna stop today. The rap Yellow Breezy Trap Boyfriend and other people that didn't telling their little fuck lies. And that shit gonna stop today. The DA not paying me a fucking damn thing. You hear me, you little fuckers? Y'all have a fucking problem. Y'all don't want to get caught. Y'all don't want to answer to God. The streets and the rappers don't want to answer to God. But God said, Yellow Breezy, you gonna answer to me. You and y'all gonna answer to me. They said, this is not a game. Don't give a fuck about it. Love and understanding, we move different. We move different from other things in this world. And we moving forward. because I always saw the spirit. And never I was a jealousy if it was with relationships, if it was with anything. I always saw jealousy. Let me tell you something. When say this, say I'm here and these three people here. This is the mirror. This is me. And Sabina is 5 feet away. And you think good of me, and then you let your cousin say, "Who cares?" And I saw your spirit of your facial spirit. You let words affect you. You care what they think, and you let words affect you. And I don't need that in my life. I don't need jealousy friends. My brand didn't match with your friends. Me having a job, when you met me, I had a job. This is for Dallas. When you met me, I had a job. This is for Sabina in Carrollton, Texas. And Dallas at 14 and 15, I had a job. When Marissa met me through Sabina. And the only way Marissa met me in Carrollton, Texas, we did music together. And we did music together. The only way, because Sky and them was hating and talking shit about our relationship up in Newman Smith. And that's the only way Marissa found out. But let me tell you something. I don't have time for those stupid shit. I don't have time for you think you know about me when y'all describe that connection. No, you don't have time because I've been up every winter without Marissa. You hear me? When he met me, he know that I always been a breadwinner. When he used to see me up at Newman Smith High School with money and having a job, going to co-op, doing it, and it's not even about the money. It's the more it was about my growth. He never did understand me because he was so busy getting high and doing all of this with his friends, and we not hanging together at school. I'm going to Brookhaven College. I'm going to North Lake. I'm taking ceramics and other classes. I'm going to thrift stores. I'm going to this. I'm doing all of this, going to different schools and different businesses and big lights, and I'm having things. I'm going to the Carrollton Elementary, having fun with your cousins and doing all of that, doing serving nachos, doing Avon. Our teachers do Avon and stuff, selling Avon while we was in school. What else? Going to football, going to the mall and football. I did so much damn much. I was at that thing over there at the city, church in the city, and I wanted to tell him my teachers from Fort Worth, and she used to take us to the mall in Fort Worth, and we used to go to the Lego Center and Fort Worth, and all us at school. My teacher, Miss Chastity, she's from there, and sometimes we go to the mall out there in Fort Worth while we was in school. She stays in Fort Worth. Her and her husband, used to give me things. So my teacher used to always support me when I didn't have a phone, when I didn't have these things. And that used to be the best thing when you have your teacher and her husband used to always just have that to the Chastity husband and her, just give me that was the best thing I had from Miss Chastity and her husband. And when I didn't have a phone, they give me a phone and stuff. And that was the goodest thing that bond from Miss Chastity and her husband. And I had that great relationship with Miss Chastity, husband and her, and used to always check up on me and stuff. So that was a great thing when you have a teacher, and I never forget how far I came. And that's the best decision I ever made, Miss Chastity telling me. And I'm a little more advanced than the rest of my, I see the rest of my, when I go in there and I see the rest of my classmates and I see them in at Newman Smith and I see them at the store and the guy that did Joshua that stayed down the street, down the stairs from, so and I see how far I have came. And I see how far I came. And Miss Chastity and my third chick, that was the best decision I ever made about going there. I got a chance when I went to Maryland. We went to different jobs. We went to the skate ring and Children of Galleria, and we did all of that. Me and Miss Chastity, me and Miss Dolores, we went to skate ring together. And I come too far to too many people believed in me. Miss Gulo one time told me my teacher at Mary Grimes. She was like, Hubert, if you don't come to school, I'm gonna make you cut my grass. And I say, I'm not gonna cut no grass. Let me come, and teachers when you do that, and sometimes you have to find other reasons. As long as another teacher, a police officer be by that school or something at that person home, a police officer make sure people doing what's right. I think that's where things need to change at. Where, all right, a teacher on the grass, right? A parent would come with that kid and they would cut that grass. Get people to cut the grass. Stop having people to cut the grass and then get these students to cut the grass when they cut up. When they cut up, man, they should start doing that. Get people to cut grass, let's pick up trash, get students. I saw that at another school. Get them to do all that. They want to cut. Stop sitting them in the classroom. Because if you send them in detention and you have them in that classroom, no, get them to go out in that school and pick up trash and get them to cut that grass. You might have to get out there and cut that grass. Perry, you got so much leadership. I like to see a middle school with a lawnmower and students out there cutting the grass. Y'all want to act like cut the grass. You got a lawnmower, whatever you sitting on, you got a lawnmower, you gonna cut the grass. If it's 5 of y'all, whatever that is, 8 of y'all, 9 of y'all wanna cut up the school, all of y'all gonna get to have a lawnmower. Every last one of y'all. I'll be like, every last one of you students gonna have a damn lawnmower in that school. I'm giving how many of y'all got y'all acting up in that class? I'm gonna buy a lawnmower for each person. And y'all gonna cut these school grass. My teacher meant when she goes I want to her parents, I made sure I came to school for her and did what I was supposed to do. So understand these matters and understand these things. Stop just sending them in the classroom because they're not going to learn nothing that they just send them in detention and DMC. Come on, you got to get them out there cutting grass or something. So having them there wiping tables down. Stop paying people down and having them wiping tables down in the cafeteria. Now I remember at Berman Elementary. I remember I used to work for the cafeteria. And I remember in Berman Elementary, I had a Minnie's lunch lady. We was always cool, and she used to have me work for at Berman Elementary in the West Bay. And sometimes I used to help out with the lunches. And she was like, man, I had a teacher that used to give me a little kiss on the cheeks and stuff at Berman Elementary. And over there, and I said, I give you the memory. Remember the people that love the teachers that you grew up with. And and she used to be, in the rest of that. Remember one time I got caught in a Berman Elementary School library reading a book, and the other kid got caught stealing the cell phone. And I remember on the first day back of school, and the teacher came and got me. The police officer came and got me, and he said, "Hugh, I was going to tell your teacher, but what it's going to look like you getting caught in the library, breaking into a school in Berman, and get caught in the library reading a book. So I'm gonna let you go." And he lied and said he lied as a police officer and said I was outside the building. And he like, Hubert, that's gonna look mighty crazy that you got caught in the library and you got broken into the library to read a book. And that's gonna be mighty crazy. So he's like, Hubert, the security guard for Berman. He's like, Hubert, what I'm gonna do, they're gonna tell you that you staying outside because your teacher. Why you just didn't wait till school started giving that library? We had one more damn day. And like, I'm not gonna tell you. He came to my classroom and said, "Here, I'm not gonna tell your teacher that you was caught in the library while other people caught trying to steal a phone. The other friend tried to steal a phone, and you was reading a book." And he was like, that was seeming mighty stupid. Your teacher was like, "Why are you doing in the library reading a book?" We didn't even have a library around us at that moment on the West Bank. Only library we had is in school. The West Bank did not have like a regular library to go to on that West Bank at that time. So the only thing we had at Berman Elementary on the West Bank where they said tickets money, we had the library in our school. And that was the biggest problem that we had. Like what? So, if the media want to sit up there and lie, the senator and them know about it. They know about the dishonesty that Dallas rap community do. They don't care if you fight me or whatever that is. These little kids out here yesterday, They know about the lies. These little kids around like you playing with fire, man. They don't even have to give me nothing, but you still will not win. I can leave and they just give me my justice. You still will not win. Texas, the industry don't even have to give me nothing. You will not win. You don't even know. Yellow Breeze is so caught up and he so think he know it all. He really think he lied. He told that lie to people. He really don't know that the synonym was watching me call. He really don't know. He really don't know. Texas really Yellow Breezy really playing dumb. You playing around with fire. You playing around with a lot of other people for powerful. These streets playing around with fire. These got something to do with foreign people. You playing around with fire that you don't know what you're playing with. Yellow Breezy. And you got enemies. God said Big Tuckers and then the rest of them. They trying to get you and leave me out racism. No. God said, a guy said from Dallas, Texas, fucking hand out. When you don't want to invest in me, you being racist. You mad because God want to invest in me and God want to invest in me. You got a problem with that? God said, I don't need to be around you street niggas that we don't understand God and we don't understand God and you got a problem with God investing in me and when you don't want to invest in me. When you don't want to invest in me, that's a problem, streets. That's a problem, hip hop. That's a problem, but you don't want to invest in me. You want to be racist towards me, but you don't want to invest in me. What's the difference from my God investing in me? What's the difference from my God just putting more into me when you don't want to? The streets don't want to. What is the problem? What is the problem, Dallas hip hop? What is the problem around the world of the nations, America? What is the problem when God want to invest in me? When God believes in me, God know me not know his name. What is the problem? I will not break. But what we're going to do, we're going to go to church and we're going to have a good time today. That's what we're doing today. I'm going to church in the city today, put on some cologne, do what I need to do, comb my hair, whatever that is. Do what I need to do. And we're going to enjoy ourselves in church. We're going to enjoy ourselves in church and we're going to praise the Lord. We're going to be happy. And when I sit down, I'm going to breathe in and out and listen to the music. I'm not going to stand and just going to listen to the words of the music. It's in my spirit. I'm on a bigger battle here. You'll never understand it. Remember, they say they're gonna wish it off and because you're unbelievable passion, not about passion. It's about you know who you are. People gonna think you're not that. People know who you are. I know who I am. I know who my Lord is. I know who my God is. I know who my heavens. As far as kids say, because you got unbelievable. But I know who I am. But we have other things to do. And let me tell you something. I promised people in London and other people with this blueprint. And people wanted to be on my team. And Yellow Breezy is stepping on Texas is stepping over fucking bound. They in my fucking way, man, guard way. Because y'all busy being selfish in y'all communities. And y'all busy listening to that dumbass nigga Yellow Breezy and the rest of them. But no, I have promised too many people something, and you are in my way. You are in God's way. You are in my way. And Texas is in God's way. He's in the American flag with Texas or in the American way. Yellow Breezer with his lying ass and all the rest of them. God said, look here, we don't got time. God said, we don't want to argue with you, Dallas. Let me go. But the DA want to put this on themselves when they don't want to listen. They cause all of this problem. With their dumbass state attorney's behavior and judges' behavior. I have promised so many other people in Paris and London wanted to be on my team. Then I heard Trump talk about taxing people that come to America. The business to do business. I'm not worried about those things. I got other things to do. I got other things to do in this format. The people are in my way. They are in my way. People say they are not. You know, the mirror sister used to tell me something. They not ready for you. Maybe it's America. Maybe it's everything. That means God have to go back and tie. They're not ready for God yet. Maybe God needs to go back into hiding. If you're not ready for me, you're not ready for God. Let me tell you, God is so busy. You know, one thing I'm afraid of my past biting. Not biting in a bad way. I just don't want to have nothing to do with it. And I won't have nothing to do with being in the rest of them. I want nothing to do with them. And I'm looking for something that understands something powerful. And I want to be on a movie set and finding someone, you know, when I'm at the LA Film Production, finding someone, and you know, maybe the chemistry might be you never know, even though I might find somebody on the LA Film Production that's single and and just bring that great personality and just doing that stuff. But I want nothing to do with anything, and I just want to focus on myself here right now. I want to go to LA Film Production and I want to give a class because people are so being controlled and listen to everybody. I can't have that. I can't have that, guys. They like these YouTube people not even paying attention, but they don't know that I'm on every social media platform and I've been doing this for a while. Trust me. You think the industry guy and the senators just got little my kind of Justice Department? You have no idea, Justice Department. You have no idea what you're stepping into. Texas have no idea that. Oh, you think in the Senator Network, you have no idea how I've been talking to more people. You have no idea. I give you a little platforms. You have no idea the other people I talk to on different apps and I've been communicating with. You have no idea. If they only know, God said, if they stay at the Senators Network, Senators and them only know how many more apps I get, and that's just a little apps. If you only knew. I want something powerful. I don't care about your money. I care about a woman not being controlled, not letting intimidation have you, and words affect people. Let me tell you, the DEA lying. And I made it very clear to everybody in the Texas music office industry that I would put all of them in jail. I will make sure all of them are prosecuted for taking up for liars and supporting liars. I want everybody in that Texas music industry office to hear me out. God wants you to hear me out. Everybody that sit with Governor Abbott on the Texas, I will prosecute all of y'all. God said all of y'all will be prosecuted for believing lies. Every last one of y'all. You hear me? And I'm going to tell a thing. God said I will prosecute all the rest of y'all. I have gave the Justice Department all of my accounts. You have enough time, but enemies will continue to lie, and Boosie will continue to lie, and Boosie being selfish. But God said, I'm coming, Boosie. And God said, you can talk to other people, you can do what you want. But God said, I watches the people that you are talking to. You don't believe in me because you can't stand on the truth in America. T.I., God said it ain't meant for us to take a loss. I want them to stop lying. And if you don't tell the truth, God say I will sue every industry. You know, Jesus, God say, you talked about a song on the Trey Song album. And you say dumb retarded, right? So God wanted me to tell you, I filed a civil suit. I took that action. Since everybody want to support Lil Boosie and his lies, I want you to know my actions. Are you on that song of Trey Songz songs? I want you to know of my actions, Jeezy. God say, I want you to know of my action. That Memphis guy, Memphis Tennessee, I filed a racial complaint and got him and say he must be retarded or something. I filed a racial complaint against him on the industry on Memphis Tennessee. So I said, I want you to hear me. And I want you to hear me real well. The nations to hear me. Watch your words carefully. Because I don't have to leave the state of Texas to know when I acknowledge myself and know every industry. I know Memphis, Tennessee industry. What Pimp C said? You should have known when I went to the Atlanta industry what I read. T.I. said, God said, if you took a loss, T.I., you better go get it back. If you talking about losses and you never complain, you better go get it back. Stop caring what the streets think of you, what the world think of you, and know you can make it happen together when you stand together as America. Not thinking what other people thinking when they want to get over on you. You know, I tried to talk with my brother friend. I had a talk with Cece, and I had a talk with him. I had a talk with my brother friend. And you know what I told her before? You know, I tried to holler at her when I was singing and she rejected me. And you know what I told her? I told her I was sorry when she came into my house. You know what she said? No, thank you. But I know you're supposed to be as a friend. And you need to stay in your place as a friend. And I think that's where things need to happen at. Where things, and I apologize to her because you need to stay in your place as a friend. And that goes for anybody I talk to, that Walmart employee that used to work with at 1216 with, you need to, even though she's not a friend, I don't think of her as a friend. I don't think of them. They're not friends. They this colleagues, old colleagues. They're not my friend. And I'm not going to even think that. You're not my friend. You're just a Walmart colleague that I used to work with. So they're not friends. So let them stay where they at. So I just think they need to stay with me, working on myself each day. And I don't want to participate in the community's behavior and a line that's boosting them behavior and the rest of them teaming up. That man, yellow breeze in them lying. I have given them enough time. For God's sake, where time that the enemy don't want to take responsibility and they will plot. But God tell me nobody and nobody. You will be held accountable. Mayor Johnson, your ass coming from underneath that seat, and your state of Texas can say what they want in that courtroom. Don't make threats. You're coming from underneath that seat for not adding two state attorneys, not listen to me. They didn't want to listen to none that I have to tell them. I tell you piece and piece of the story, but you still thinking you know everything. You still thinking you know in that state attorneys, you state attorneys in Dallas, you know everything, huh? You have no fucking clue of what you know. And you want to go against me as a state attorney, Miss Brooks. You have no fucking idea. You state attorneys misbehaving yourself. You have no fucking idea. And trust me, you better stop stepping over bound. Dallas Coral. I'm telling them right now, because a lot more things will shock you if you put your foot, the DA put their foot where it don't belong and they don't listen. And you're putting your foot where it don't damn belong yet and you're going against something. The prosecutors, you're gonna lose something. The Supreme is watching. The highest Supreme is watching Texas. You know, we've been communicating with each other for a long time. You don't think the lady that Donald Trump put in office that I have not been watching her, that put in the Supreme, that I have not been watching her? They are watching. This is not about favoritism. And God don't want it to be about favoritism. I want them to look at this situation. Why you think of why I have not got the Texas Supreme Court involved? And I finally told the Supreme Court, and I hope they get my message. Why I've been right, because I don't want the Texas politics involved, because they're gonna see stuff one side. And I need y'all to look at it. If they're giving them my accounts, if they're going to the Senate and giving them my accounts and look and analyze, is this not making an argument? Arguments are not nothing. I want them to see how do I interact with people on social media. I want them to analyze it. I want them to analyze those things and how other people behave themselves and things on social media and how people like the outcast people. So the thing is, I just don't want the state, I just don't want the Supreme Court when if they get the accounts from Donald Trump with the documents. The Trump got some things when they get those things from there. I want you to analyze stuff, how people are able to get manipulated. Analyze it. So I want them to analyze those things. So the Supreme Court is going to analyze how I interact with people. It doesn't matter about the argument. It doesn't matter about the numbers. It doesn't matter what if I tell the Supreme to go get the Supreme Court to give the go to analyze the highest Supreme Court. I'm gonna message them and I'm gonna tell the FBI to give the Supreme Court accounts and interact and I don't get on them accounts anymore. And I haven't gave them my new accounts. I have not gave the Justice Department my new accounts at all. Okay? Nobody not watching. Nobody, the Justice Department not watching. They're not doing none of that. I wanna tell you something. I want them to analyze it. Look how I act, and look at me on other people podcasts and how they act. So I want something new, and I don't want Sabina and them to get in my way, and I don't want none of my past to get in my way. And that's to get to something greater. You have to understand what it means. You will always love somebody, but too much damage has been done. Too much lying behavior and honesty has been misgiven. And I have to leave this place to understand something greater. I don't want to stay here. No, family don't understand. I don't want to be pulled back in a depressed depth. Being in this economy where people lie, old relationship lie. Jealousy. People believe jealousy. I want to be in a place where that don't happen. New crew, new friends, new crew, new everything, new surroundings. So being a bit around meeting everybody else and people talking bad on me with Mirza. So, and I don't want that. Y'all, Mirza meet new people and he told him and the Mirza talking down on me with the rest of Patrick. Let them be. We just gonna go somewhere else. But he think he's gonna get money and you got another thing coming. You will lose that war. You think you're gonna get money and God said you're your enemy and got other people after you will lose that war. You would lose it. I want to let Mirza know. You don't get nothing over here, partner. But I have other things I need to do. And the more people keep acting like a dumbass and it's going to get worse on that fucking bus, these little kids, the senator of them already know you. What else can you win off? What else can you win? Jeezy, Boosie, what else can you win? When they find out that you and MO3 lie, what else can you win, Boosie? When they find out that you and MO3 don't lie, what else can you win? What else can you do when you lie? What else can you win? Boosie on some hating shit. God said you gonna answer to me, Boosie. They gonna catch on. The Justice Department gonna catch on that your lies and you and MO3 lies and deceit. They gonna catch on real quick. They're gonna catch on real quick. They're gonna catch on. God said we in it. We been in it. Without me even telling. They don't even know that Obama was watching. Look at them. God said, don't look at this in the bad way. They don't even know. Jesus and them don't even know that Obama was watching. I bet you Jesus don't even know. I bet you Jesus and them don't even know. I bet you they don't even know. God said we need Obama to speak up. Senator Harris already spoke up. We need them to speak up. We told every senator we need you. I didn't even make a complaint. I didn't even have to act. But y'all already know. Capitol Hill already know. They was watching me the whole time. I want them to listen, young Jesus. They so caught up in not understanding what you have lied about and what you have done. They are so caught up